This is a CV joint disassembled from a 1988 Saab Turbo 900 class. So I've got my universal boot. You can see how this one ripped right in half. I mean, this is what it was supposed to look like. So after a rally cross, after being ripped, probably just from the stresses, it was probably already ripped a little, and dirt got in there big time. I mean, you can see all types of sediment on there and everything. But like I said, I got that one right here, that CV. This is the one I took off the car. And what's going on here? This one shows some visible signs. I don't know if you could see it. I see the scoring on here from where it ran out of lubrication from the torn boot. So all that lube, it was actually all over the suspension components. It was all over the ball joint, all over the back of the thank God there's a huge dust shield on the back of the caliper. It took most of the explosion from when the boot actually ripped and then leaked all the fluid out. So I had the axle. This is the old axle from the change. Here's the one I just got off the car, which I said has the scoring because that was the one that started making crazy noise. And you could even see it up on here. I don't know if it's going to show up, but yeah, you can see that. Look at that. Now, that is definitely from the balls where they got, there's where the balls pivot on and probably started making some serious noise. That's what's going on. So there's the old piece. I don't want to get that confused with the piece that is okay. I mean, there's going to be marks on there where they pivot, but you can just tell that this one got a little hotter. And as well, this is a big deal too in here. See these little lips? We're going to be looking at these lips. Right inside there. If you look in there, there's little grooves, dots. This is the older one. See how it's charred out. So I figured, you know what, we're gonna take that one. That's going in the. Alrighty, here is the boot kit. This is the Unifit. And when I went to the local AZ, whatever you got, your auto parts store, they put this in the computer, and I guess they matched up the outside diameter of this, so it will fit the CV joint. And because it's not an exact fit, you might have to cut it. The instructions say that, you know, give you a few tips, releasing the air. Gives you some, of course, a little WD on the boot. And I just slid the universal boot right over there. And that's how we're going to do this. Once we connect the CV, we'll hook the boot up with the stainless clamps. And, you know, hopefully we're going to have a nice new outer CV joint, and that whole other axle on the other side is brand new, and the inner is brand new. So hopefully that'll work. You know, enough for a couple races and a little bit of daily driving. There we go. Try and do this. Hopefully you can see this. How this is going to go down. You can take a little, put it on the insides in here. I did one of these for practice. Like I said, I had two laying around, the one from. Now this is going to just aid in the process. Plus you'll have a nice, at least just a layer there of coating, even though we're going to you really want to get this thing shellacked once you're done in there. You want to use this whole thing of grease. Save a little if your ball joints are torn or something. You can put a little bit of this stuff in there. This is that type of grease. So what you want to do is just lube up your cage just a touch. You know, get that nice. It's gonna be some messy ass shit, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Budget mechanic. You know, and always use caution when working on your own car and all that stuff. Now you want to just kind of angle this back in. This is how it would come out, of course. So we're just going to emulate that. You can push that around in there. Now, this piece right here, you want to have the circlip on the outside. So whatever way you get that in there. I have enough just on my hands to just grease this sucker up. Grease her up. And then you'll insert the balls. Once you put this in, this is going to go in kind of sideways like that. Right? And you can kind of like fish this thing around. And of course that'll move around. Inner one's a little tricky. I always find that a little... This one's a little tricky. You gotta put it kind of deeper in there. Play with it. This is where that extra lube comes in nice. And it should, if you got it at the right angle, just kind of, yep, fit right in there like that, as you saw. Now we're gonna just get the balls covered, coated. And then we're going to really lube it up once it gets inside there, but just get those nice and greasy. Take one in, plunge it all the way down, put the ball in, insert it back into there. You're good to go. Opposite side. Good. Good. Just keep pushing down on whatever, you know, opposite side you want. You encounter some trouble. Try and move the centerpiece around inside. It'll allow better clearance. Put that in. Run that ball in there. Last one. Oopsie. Don't pop that one out while you're trying to do the other one. Sorry, it's like early in the morning, so kind of just chilling. And there you have it. It's your circlip. It's like a little puzzle, you know? It's a little puzzle. Remember, there are a bunch of better ways to do this, but for me, with me just taking the CV joint off instead of the whole entire drive shaft or axle, I took the top ball joints and the lower ball joints. It's just suspended there. Just a little help there. And you might have to take off your shock here, and to allow the lower control arm to go down lower, because this will keep it, if that's hooked up, it's 19mm right there, because that'll keep it from going all the way lower, so you slide your you know, the top of your ball joint ain't over there. And then we're just going to make sure everything's tight. Once that's done, we're going to work in our boot. I just had it kind of slung over, you know, to keep debris out while I was working. It slid back a few times, so we'll just clean it up in there real quick.